just quickly about that Hyrox thing now. So I'm not really au fait with it. I'm not much involved with it, and a lot of the people listening or watching won't know either. So you've got 8 stations. My understanding is there's like 8 different physical activities. You push things, you pull things, you throw things, and you.
Yeah, we
But
can
in
run through
between
it.
each of those physical activities, you've got to run a kilometer or something. So you
So
do
it's
one,
a
then the other, then one, then the other, until it's all finished, and there's a time on it, right?
yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, carry
So
on.
it's a 1 kilometer run, and then a 1 kilometer ski, another 1 kilometer run, then a sled push.
Which was 102 kgs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it was another kilometer run. Then it was a sled pull.
78 kgs.
Then it was another kilometer run. Then we went on to burpee broad jumps.
Was the burpees.
Then another kilometer run. Then we did, was it no, it was rowing.
Rowing.
And then after rowing, another kilometer run. Then we did lunges, weighted lunges. And then another kilometer run. And then we ended with 100 wall balls.
Stop! I'm exhausted just listening to that. That's just amazing. Looking at you two clowns sitting there. I'll say that with love in my heart. That's just amazing, guys. From nowhere, with like no clue really, you've picked it all up and you've had a go at this. You've made it work on your budget. You've made it work to travel halfway across the country to get there. And so you arrive and tell me all about the event.
All right, so we drove up the day before. We left really early in the morning because we wanted to get to Joburg and acclimatize ourselves and do a shakeout run. So for those who don't know, we live on the coast. It's like 0 sea level altitude.
Yeah.
And when you go to Joburg, it is very thin air, very dry. You feel like you're dying after just walking up a flight of stairs. So we said, no, we have to go and we have to do a shakeout run just to try and get some new red blood cells and have hope for the next day. So we did that. I don't think it was far, maybe 3 or 4K.
Yeah, we didn't run very far, but it was a hard run.
Anyone that's ever done altitude will know that chest burning pain when you...
Well, I think from the altitude point of view, to people all our rugby fans out there who follow the rugby and know about playing the Springboks in Johannesburg or Pretoria at Loftus or Ellis Park, will know that it's always a big point of discussion. It's probably the only place in the world where you play rugby at such high altitude. So that kind of puts it a bit into perspective. You guys come from the coast with all your limited knowledge and experience, but with all the will in the world, and you've turned up at high altitude to do your first HighRocks event. Fruitcakes, both of you.
Yep, but it was great. So we did that. We suffered, and then we had a healthy dinner, and we woke up the next morning, and we went really early to the race. Obviously, it's our first one. We had no idea what to expect, so everything went wrong.
As it did.
As it would. So we got there, we registered, we got our little armbands. So we got that the day before.
Yeah, we got that the day before.
We went in.
But then when we went there is when we had all the troubles in the world.
Yeah. So you have to like go through and they give you a race number and a batch start. Then they say, no, you've got to be at the start however many minutes before. And there's a warm-ups like area by the start. So there we are warming up, we're doing our thing. And next thing we go to the start and he's like, no, they've already started. So we missed our start completely.
After we have already taken our nutrition to start this race, we have warmed up. We are warm. We have had creams and whatnot put on all our aches and pains. And we were ready to go. And he tells us, no, he cannot let us start late. Then they will disqualify us.
So we had to go and re-register for a later start time. Luckily, we weren't the only 2 idiots who did that. There was another pair of girls that were in the same boat. And they were also like, we've taken all of our like pre-workout stuff and our pre-race bars. And now we're sitting here ready to go. And we have to sit for another hour to 90 minutes to race. So that was the first problem. Anyway, so we do that. We're like, okay, we'll chill. We'll be here. We'll stay warm and just keep active and have another bar later in an hour's time. I think we also went in there not really knowing what to expect time-wise. So we kind of looked only on Instagram. Oh yeah, an hour and a half seems doable. That seems about right. It was not. So we prepared our nutrition for an hour and a half of racing, and it ended up taking us like 2 hours and a bit. We ran out of nutrition. Celeste had one of the worst calf cramps I've ever seen in my life.
I cramped 3 times after having a cramp gel. You can't take anything from the spectators, so you're not allowed to take an extra cramp gel, an extra gel from anyone there watching you.
Yeah.
You are just there on your own. And the first cramp was fine. It was a little one. Michaela ran and she looked back and I was a little bit behind her and she saw us stopped and she was like, no, don't stop. And I was like, I'm cramping. So anyway, I rubbed it out and I continued running. I ran through an Achilles cramp. And then I think my body was just like, you are not listening and we will show you. So I had a calf cramp that literally divided my calf into half. To the point where Michaela turned back and she was like, no, we are on the last round. You will keep running. And I gave her a look. If looks could kill, she would have been dead right now. I was not having it. I was almost in tears. Shame she came. She tried to like help me. We couldn't even get the cramp to release. When it did release, I just moved my foot and the cramp was back. So there we were, no medics, no one helping us, trying to remove this cramp so that we can finish our race. We were literally half a lap from finishing our last run and war balls, and I had this horrible cramp. But we did get it to release eventually after we stood there for a solid 12 minutes, probably.
Probably 12 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you know what? I want to jump in there quickly as well, because that's just incredible resilience. Hey, you guys have spent the money, but you're there inspiring each other. If you had been on your own, you might have said, okay. And if it had been the other way around, you would have been the same. You're like, come on, Mix, we're going to go, we're going to do this. So that accountability and that support, that same person in your foxhole is just absolutely paramount. You didn't care about how long it was going to take. At the end of the day, you guys still finished it. And it hurt at the time, but you had fun and you enjoyed it. Did you not enjoy it? You hated it? You're never going to do that again? Or we're like, shit, that was amazing. We learned some hard lessons. The next one, we're going to get all of this shit right. And we're going to go again.
Yep, exactly that. Yeah, I don't know. I think every race we've ever done together, I always think Celeste is going to hate me for the rest of my life. I'm like this motivational Mandy that comes out of nowhere, but in the worst way possible. It'll always start out like, you've got this, bestie girl, like, just keep going. And then I'll be like, absolutely not. We did not train this hard to walk at this moment. You will not walk. Why am I seeing you walking? And she looks at me like she wants to murder me. And I'm like, it's fine. We're not walking here.